Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time that it may be for you right now. How are you guys doing? Let's see. Hmm. Okay, I don't know why I can't see you guys. Give me 1 second. Hmm. Okay, I think it's good. Hello. Hello. Hey Aldo. Hello Hamid. Looking soon. Lots of love from Lahore. Is it called Lahore or Lahore? Pakistan. Hello. Hey Lucas. What's up? Late afternoon California, 7 p.m. Chicago time, 12 a.m. here. It is currently 8:05 a.m. in Hong Kong. Hello from Brazil. Hello. Formula 1 warm up. Hello from Lake Tahoe. Hey, hello. All right. Okay, so today we will be talking all of we will talk we will be talking about Claude. So if you want some of the prompts I'm going to be showing today, please sign up over here. I'm gonna pin this. We will send you emails where I'll be emailing you resources like slides, in this case like prompts, and additional things as well, things that can't fit into my videos or the workshops. So please do, it is completely free. Your hair changed. My hair didn't change. It's literally been like this for... Today we will be trying to talk exactly. Today I will try my best to speak. Okay. All right, let's get to it. So what I'm going to do today is pretty much I want to, as the title suggests, I want to talk everything about Claude. Claude Sonnet 3.7, but also like the interface itself, because there's some pretty cool features that Claude has. And it also has some downsides as well. So I want to show you guys what some of these are. And Claude is honestly pretty, like, it's very, very good for specific use cases. So I also want to help you guys decide if Claude is something that you would like, it would actually benefit you to pay for a Claude subscription, or you could like wait it out a little bit more, see whatever it is that they add in first, because there's some major upsides and also some major downsides. That's how I would view Claude. It's just like pretty extreme, like whatever it is that they're doing, like they build it for a very specific purpose. In my specific situation, I did not use Claude that much, to be honest, until around like this year, or like late last year. But when 3.7 came out, it became a lot more useful for me. Especially, I don't know if you guys have used Cursor before, so I won't be covering Cursor this time. But maybe in a future video, so not video, in a future workshop, or I might send you guys some resources via email as well. So that's why I said sign up for the workshop things, because that combination of you, like for coding, right? Cursors for coding. If you use like Cursor in combination with Claude, you're able to produce a lot of like really cool things as well. But even Claude by itself, like through its interface, it's honestly pretty dang good at what it does. It truly is. So I want to see in the comments, how many of you guys have used Claude, or like would you consider yourself a power user? Just like use a little bit. I think I'm gonna actually start a poll. How much do you use Claude? Power user. sometimes, once in a while. Nope. Okay, started a poll. Okay, while that is going, I'm gonna migrate over to Claude over here. Yay! Good morning, Tina. Thank you. Sometimes it is Claude. We're here. So this is pretty much what it looks like, and you also get your like interface over here. Okay. Let me like. Okay, while that is going, I'm gonna migrate over my facial position. Over here. Yay! Good morning, Tina. Thank you. Sometimes it is Claude. I will first let's talk about like the actual. So this is pretty much what it looks like, and you also get your like interface over here. That's what I'm gonna start with. Let me like. So, okay, well that is going, I'm gonna migrate over my facial position we have over here. Yay! Good morning, Tina. So full name, I leave these part here blank because this is pretty much what it looks like. I think here as well, like what prefaces should Claude consider in response to responses. You can write stuff like that is going, I'm gonna migrate over my facial position. I also keep this blank just because good morning, Tina. So full name, I leave these part here blank because I don't really have like a specific. I use it to like mostly to like make different dashboards, to code different apps, do different like demos and things like that. But I also would do it for like writing a blog or something like that. So it doesn't really. Yeah, I just keep it blank. I don't think it really matters. If you're good at prompt engineering, you can get that as part of your prompt itself. Claude capabilities here, so artifacts. This is a little pop-up that OpenAI actually recently just copied as well. So it's just a pop-up where you can look at different things. You'll see what that is. So I enabled this one. I don't enable prompt examples because the examples are generally not very useful to have. And CSV chat suggestions. This is really useful because you can upload different data sets, which I will show you guys of me doing that in a bit. Yeah, and then you can converse with your data sets. So on the feature preview, I have analysis tool, and this just allows you to write and run code to process data. Some people have different features available to them. I think like LaTeX was one of them. Some other ones for me, I sadly only have analysis tool, so I just have to open as well. Here's an interesting one for the connected accounts. You can connect your GitHub account, and you can also connect your Google Drive as well, which just makes it more handy for you to give context to Claude about whatever it is that you want to talk about. And I'll show you guys what that looks like in a bit as well. Is it paid version? Yeah. I have the professional plan. So there's 3 different versions. So there's the free one, the professional, and enterprise, I believe. The free one honestly is just like, it doesn't really give you much. It lets you try it out, but you hit the limit so quickly. Enterprise, yeah, I think it's for enterprises. So yeah, I'm on the professional plan over here. I'll talk about like pricing and things like that at the end as well. Never do drugs with an AI, and Claude still does a bad tab. What? Oh, sorry about that. Oh shit. Okay, well, I hope you're able to listen to whatever I just said. Anyways, well, I just showed you all these things here. Yeah, appearance, whatever, you can customize that if you want, if you care. They have a dyslexic friendly one, which I think is actually very accessible as well. Oh shoot, I'm running out of battery. Oh no. Charge my laptop. Okay, cool. So I want to show you guys the GitHub simulation stuff. Not simulation, God, I can't even talk. So if you enable like GitHub, and if you enable Google Drive, what you can do is like for GitHub, you can just connect, it's like one of your projects. Like this is mine, for example. I can just do something like this. I can add this as a file, and then I can say something like, tell me about what is going on with this file. Can be helpful if you're trying to gain context. You don't want to like read through a bunch of code, other people's code especially. It's quite helpful. It can also, when you're like coding stuff, again, this is very powerful through a cursor, so maybe we'll do like a workshop specific for people who do code, because it's quite helpful. But it does allow you to, you can't like directly do stuff on GitHub, but it can tell you like certain things that's happening. It can gain context for it. So when it's building apps and stuff, it helps. And it can also tell you what to commit and things like that. So in this case, daily macros demo, this appears to be a record of daily macronutrients intake over several months from January to June 2024. Data structure. So this is like a CSV file, for example. And yeah, okay, maybe this was not the best example. Let me actually show you one where there is like code in it. What? Okay, here's a YAML file. There you go. What is happening in this file? Okay, yeah, this file is a YAML config for a Kestrel workflow called daily meditation, and it tells you, so yeah, this is correct, and it gives you information like here, input configuration, called prompt, and it has like different tasks that are here and triggers as well. So it is pretty helpful in that sense. So one thing to note is that just in general, Claude happens to not have very good capacity for things, especially, yeah, like with GitHub, for example. Say like for Gemini, it's over like 1 million tokens that you can have, right? Claude, not so much. So even sometimes for this project, for example, it's honestly not even a very big project. So I'm kind of just going to go through it and talk about like some downsides as well, like while we're going through this. So even though this is honestly not that big of a project, it's like 3,161% of capacity used. So yeah, like if you have like a full like repo, it's just like not, you probably can't like put everything into it, unfortunately, but it still is kind of handy. And same thing when it comes to Google Drive as well. Like, yeah, like this is the video that I did previously. So we can say something like, give me a summary of this document, and then specifically what is stream real time, like I don't know, something like that, because I know that's part of my notes. You can go through things like that. And then another idea, if you have documents, you can just give it as context. So it's pretty useful. Claude cannot access select images from Google Docs yet. So yeah, so Google AI Studio summary. So these are just my notes for Google AI Studio, trying different models, experiment with prompts, and then here's like the different features that I went through for that. Yeah, it goes through all of this as well. So it's really well done. Quite useful indeed. Claude is similar to various models of ChatGPT, Llama as an app.lm. That is correct. Can Claude work with data analysis CSV? Yes, it can. In fact, that's what we're going to be doing. So CSV files. Let's start off with, I want to show you guys one of the like cool things about Claude. So we're going to start off first with just like some data that is currently not CSV, but I want to show you guys like what is really helpful, like why I think Claude is really worth it. Claude is extremely good at making visualizations, not like images. So Claude actually cannot generate images as well, which is also like one of those weird things. Like every other model can do that, but it's very good at making visualizations, as well as like demos and like interactive dashboards and things like that. So say here, we attach this thing. I'm just gonna let it run first. So turn this data into a visually appealing infographic. I don't know how to spell appealing. Is it with one L? Whatever, it'll figure it out. And here's what it looks like. So in this case, it's just a random thing that I found on the internet. So all it says is that it's a play golf data set. So it tells you like different variables, like the outlook, the temperature, humidity, wind, and then the dependent variable here is telling you whether you should play golf or not. Dang it. What's happening? Okay, is it working now? Okay, I think it's fine now, right? Okay, let me run this, see if it works. Okay, while it's doing that, I actually realized that I didn't go through this. I probably should. yeah, like thank you in comments. Somebody wrote this. So this is the I've been using Claude 3.7 Sonnet here. So it's right now I'll analyze this golf data set, so it's going through the code and analyzing things. So while it's doing that, I'm gonna explain this is the release. So 3.7 Sonnet as well as Claude Code. This is from February 25th. Claude Code is a command line tool, and you can it's only accessible through the command line or terminal. So I'm not covering that one yet, but they were released together. Some pretty cool things you can do with Claude Code as well. The major thing is that what Claude is just better than everything else at is on software engineering, 62.3% versus like around 50%, 49% for everything else. And with some custom scaffolding, we're looking at 70.3%. So that's why the examples I'm going to be showing you are primarily going to be focused on coding stuff, and software engineering is definitely like Claude is very, very optimized to be doing that specifically, and also creative writing as well. Agentic tool use a little bit better than other things. Just generally speaking, Claude is good at basically like two things, which is coding and just like STEM stuff, like very logical reasoning, and writing, like creative writing, which I'll also show you guys some examples of what you can do with that later as well. So STEM things and writing. Everything else is honestly kind of shit at. Like, for example, it's not very good at, okay, I know it says the visual reasoning is supposed to be pretty high here. It's honestly not that great. Like like OpenAI is higher, for example. I don't know why they don't have Gemini here, but Gemini is better as well. So yeah, it's visually speaking not very good. It also can't access the internet, which is also really strange at this point to not have access to the internet and things like that. But it really is very optimized just for like specifically coding, STEM things, and writing. Okay, let's see what we have here. All right, cool. So this is called an artifact, by the way. This is like a preview window that you can see. So here it tells you what it is I decided to do. So I've created a visually appealing infographic based on analysis. Here's the interactive infographic visualizes the key insights, right? Best conditions, blah, blah, blah. And here's the preview. So you have the code over here as well. So if you want, you can also copy the code. And then for people who do know how to code, honestly, this is really helpful. You can just copy this code directly. And then you can ask it to do it in like different things as well. Like right now, this is in React, but you can also ask it to use like Python or whatever packages that you might want it to use. And you can also change things pretty easily here. And here's the infographic for it. It's interactive, so play, don't play, overall decision distribution, best conditions for weather, for playing golf, blah, blah, blah. These things over here, weather impact on playing, wind impact, temperature averages, and things like that. You can download the file and you can have that directly, or you can copy the contents. So in this case, you can also say like, make it into a small infographic I can put in a PowerPoint slide. That could also be really helpful to do that. One of the other things about Claude is that it is definitely slower than other models, so gotta be a little patient. The demo gods insist that you do a demo before production. Sad. Nah, it was me. It's my internet. Also, because I'm in Hong Kong, I'm using a VPN right now, so that's probably why. Unfortunately, Claude, a lot of the AI models, Gemini, whatever, except for DeepSeek, obviously, is blocked in Hong Kong. Yeah, that's probably why as well. So how much do you use Claude? So interesting. So most people here have not used Claude before. Okay, cool. So hopefully by the end of this, it'll give you a good idea whether you want to be using Claude or not want to be using Claude. Okay. So, hi from Los Angeles. Hello. Okay, so here's something else that you got. And if you're making like PowerPoint presentations and things like that, just like little infographics, really helpful. You can just download it, directly paste it into PowerPoint. You see? Very, very nice and handy. Okay. All right. So next up, I want to show you guys what if, so this is like, really clean data. It's like, so clean, maybe it's a little bit too clean. So what I want to show you guys next is a data set that is not very clean, and this is going to be a CSV file that I'm going to be loading in, and this is something that it's honestly really good even for things that are like just CSV files, and then not very clean data as well. Okay, I'll show you guys what the CSV file looks like. Okay, just kidding. I guess I cannot do that directly. Maybe, can I open it here? No, I cannot. Open with Microsoft Excel. Yes, I will show you guys what it looks like. Here. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Microsoft Excel anime. Okay, so here's an anime data set about anime. Okay, so anime ID, you know, name, score, genre, synopsis, type, episodes, right? So here's some like some standard information about anime. You'll notice that this data is not very clean. Like you get things like unknown that is going to be here. You also get things like the duration would sometimes be like 24 minutes per episode, but if it's something that's a movie, then it would be an hour and 55 minutes. So it's not consistent. The dates, the release dates are also not consistent. Like sometimes the format is going to be like this. Like April 3rd until 1998 until April 24th, and then other times it would just look different, like September 1st 2001, right? So not a very clean data set with different things in it. But what you can do is you can go to Claude. Let's go back to Claude. Where are you, Claude? Oh no, that's my Slack images. You don't want to be seeing that. Cool. Okay, Claude is going to be here. And you can say something like, here is an anime data set. Create an interactive dashboard that visualizes the information to help me understand the data better. Make it visually appealing. So making it visually appealing just makes it more visually appealing. So I don't know how to spell appealing. Active. Appealing. There you go. Click here and let it do its thing. Blah, 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 blah. It's doing its thing. When is the new batch? Ooh, what's the question? When's the new batch for Learn AI starting? Huh? What batch of Learn AI? I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about. I love Claude for coding, though it's still work in progress. It is. Okay, well, is it still running? While it's running, how many of you guys are familiar with vibe coding? It's like what is cool these days. I feel like I should just show you guys, like Andre Kaparthe, who's kind of like a superstar. He has been like talking a lot about vibe coding, which I'm gonna show you guys. He had like a specific tweet, X post, whatever, about it. The reason why I bring it up is because vibe coding is sort of like using Claude with Cursor, or some other like tool like that, is what people are basically into these days, because you can honestly do a lot. You can like one shot a lot of things and just code using Claude. Okay, so there's a new kind of coding I call vibe coding, where you fully give into the vibes, embrace exponentials, and forget that the code even exists. It's possible because the LLMs like Cursor, Composer with Sonnet are getting too good. Yeah, this combination, like Cursor with Sonnet, is pretty much what everybody does now. Also, I just talked to Composer with Super Whisper, so I barely even touched the keyboard. I asked for the dumbest things, like decrease the padding on the sidebar by half, because I'm too lazy to find it. I accept all always. I don't read the diffs anymore. When I get error messages, I just copy paste them in with no comment. Usually that fixes it. The code grows beyond my usual comprehension. I'll have to really read through it for a while. Sometimes the LLM can't fix a bug, so I just work around it or ask for random changes until it goes away. It's not too bad for throwaway weekend project, but still quite amusing. I'm building a project or web app, but it's not not really coding. I just see stuff, say stuff, run stuff, and copy paste stuff, and it mostly works. And this freaking went viral with 4.4 million views. Yeah, it's literally coding with the vibes. Like you tell Claude through cursor, for example, to do something, and then it would just do it. If it doesn't work, you just have to fix it. So it really, like, coding, a lot of it really has become like that, which is kind of really interesting to think about. Oh no, were you guys even seeing what I was showing you? Yeah, okay, good, you were. I was like, oh, where'd it go? Okay. Yes, let's see if Claude has finished yet. Oh no. Oh, perfect example. Error running artifact. An error occurred while trying to run this. Try fixing with Claude. Let's see if it fixes itself. What do you guys think about vibe coding? I mean, honestly, that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're just coding with the vibes, making a dashboard from it. But when we're actually like making full-on apps and things like that, it's like you just, this is vibe coding. You're coding on vibes. Why Claude over GPT? Great question. So anything related to coding and STEM is just so much better through Claude. Like, it's just, you would not be able to get something like this from GPT or Gemini. Hey, first time here. Hello. This may not be related to the stream, but as an expert, I appreciate your insight. I use ChatGPT for development, design, and content creation. Should I stick with GPT or switch to Claude? Great question. Switch for development, that's in like coding stuff. I would say don't switch over to Claude unless you're gonna hardcore be doing things that I'm gonna be showing you today, right? Like things like this, coding dashboards, infographics, doing like little weekend projects, little like demos, simulations, and apps. Or if you're really having to creative writing is where I would say go with Claude. But if for anything that requires multimodality, image, voice, if you want speed, if you care about speed, if you care about being able to upload like large amounts of files, Claude is not where it's at. Can I make an app that has an LLM integrated with it? You can generate code for that. Yeah, you can. You can make an app with an LLM integrated. Like, you will have to put in your own like keys and things like that while you're doing it. Claude can't do that for you. So yeah, even with vibe coding, I just want to say, like, even if you are doing vibe coding, right, I think if you don't have any basis at all with software engineering or code in general, you're still gonna have a really hard time. Like, where should you be putting the keys? Your API, oh no, are we still having problems? Okay, well, maybe I can't fix it. Let me inspect. Okay, let's try one more time to see if it's able to make this work. Maybe I can't. See, this is a great example of it not working potentially. See, like, it tells you that you have this issue, right? And if you're just vibe coding, you just click fix it, maybe it will like won't fix itself. Maybe it will. We'll see. If it doesn't, I'll just manually go fix it. I've used this before. Sometimes it has fixed it, sometimes it hasn't. So we'll see if it is able to fix it this time around. Windsurf, yes, as well. Yeah, like, I think this is just like that combination of coding tool with Claude. It's just freaking pretty crazy what you can do with it. One day I'm gonna make my own apps with maybe my Figma designs. If Claude reaches that level, maybe anyone can make apps. You can. No, absolutely. You can. I'm pretty sure you can put in your Figma designs and Claude will be able to make an app. Like, for example, let me actually show you guys. So, oh great, it worked. Hold on. Let me show you this. Okay, so this is a PRD, which, ignore the German, it's because I'm using a VPN that is currently set to Germany. Like, this is part of the Lonely Octopus project, where, you know, we teach people AI skills, but this is at the end of it. So people have the opportunity in order to build out like an actual application for a real company. So, and then this is the way that we communicate that information. So they're supposed to build out like an AI powered personal nutrition plan for diabetes. And the client is a internationally recognized WHO consultant and licensed medical doctor in North America, right? So this is the details that the client provided that they wanted, like the skills and then the milestones, like what it is that they wanted to get, right? So like a personalized nutrition plan engine, as well as contextual customization. Just with this PRD, like we estimated that it should take people around like 2 weeks, and this is like people, like teams of at least like 2 to 3 people, up to 5 people working on this, 2 weeks to be able to complete this project. But it was just like one shot at it. Just put it in Claude, put the PRD in. Just based on this, it was able to come up with an application that fulfilled all of these requirements within minutes. So with Figma designs, if you have Figma designs, I really think it is, you can absolutely do that right now. If it can take a document and be able to figure it out, it can do that with Figma designs. All right. Okay, well, I was going to show you guys of me fixing it, but I guess I don't have to fix it now because it was able to fix itself. Yay, vibe coding. So it just tells you whatever it is that it's doing over here. And here's an anime interactive dashboard. So this is honestly pretty cool. So it can tell you that there's different genres. Dementia is a genre. I did not know that dementia was a genre. Anyways, all genres, anime count, so you see it's literally interactive, right? Anime count, average score, total members, top genres, comedy, top anime by score, blah blah blah. Like it has all of this as well. Anime types, popularity, so it comes out with charts and stuff, and you know, genres, types. Okay, I guess this part we don't know. We'll ask it to fix it, so we can just say something like there is nothing being displayed for anime types distribution under the types tab. Right, so let it do its thing, and then the code for it is all here as well, so you can also just do things yourself. Again, this is based on React. We can change it to something else if you want as well. So you can copy the contents of this, or you can download this as a file. So if you, let's see if it can actually fix itself while it's doing that. Yeah, so while it's doing that, that's honestly pretty cool, right? I hope you can see. Oh shit, where did I? Okay, yeah, I hope you can sort of see like why that is pretty powerful. Like you can literally make a full-on dashboard just based upon a CSV file, and obviously you can ask it questions about the file as well. 200k tokens is the limit. Yeah, that is one of the biggest downsides of Claude. It just doesn't have a great context window. I'm from Germany. Hello. Why not have Claude write the prompt for the diabetes project itself? You can, but I mean, what we did was pretty much just like, here's the PRD for this project. Like, please create an application that fulfills these requirements. That's it. And then it was able to produce something like that. I think we had to, fix a few errors here and there, but it was like 95% done just by that, which is insane. So you can absolutely build like demos and applications right now just through Claude, either as a document, you can prompt it directly, or if you have any like Figma designs and stuff, like absolutely doable. Awesome, thanks a lot. I could stick with GPT and Copilot without moving to not leave other benefits, but what do you recommend most IDs like Cursor, Windsurf, or Copilot with Claude? Okay, yeah, so honestly, even with me, like I do use Claude quite a lot these days, because I do a lot of these things, especially when I'm doing like visualizations and stuff. I actually use Claude a lot to create those visualizations, or like different like demos of apps and things like that. But I still do use Gemini, and I still do use ChatGPT. Actually, still ChatGPT, like OpenAI is still my default because it's a lot faster and there's multimodality functions and image generation and things like that. It's a lot better. So I actually really still do, that's my default, and it can search the internet, right? So these are all things that Claude cannot do, but I also use Claude specifically for those cases. Like for Gemini specifically, I use it because it had such a big context window. I did a video on Google AI Studio, so you should check that out. It also has stream real time, so whenever I need a tutorial, I say I'm like trying to use Photoshop and I don't know how to do something, I would use Stream Real Time and be able to show Gemini, like Google AI Studio, all like whatever it is that I can see on screen, and is able to direct me in terms of how to fix something. So that is extremely powerful. So I still use a combination of a lot of tools. In my opinion, if you're just gonna buy one thing at this point, I still think that ChatGPT is probably the thing to go. And Google AI Studio is free, so people don't seem to know that. But Google AI Studio is free, so definitely use Google AI Studio as well. Claude only if you have like these use cases that I'm showing. If you feel like this is really cool, like if you do a lot of data analysis, if you want to build a lot of apps and things like that, 100% you should be using Claude. Okay, let's see. Did it figure it out? Okay, I guess it did not. Oh, okay, it's just the visualization. Okay, honestly, I would just go in and remove this directly, but animate types is here. Anyways, I hope this was helpful in terms of kind of, you can kind of tell like what it is that you can do, like kind of dashboards that you can change it and things like that. Yeah. Let me know in the comments. Just type in like dashboard if you feel like this is something. I guess, do you feel like this is a use case that would be useful for you, creating these interactive dashboards? Okay, moving along here. What else did I want to show you guys? I actually made notes. Okay, yes. So one more thing I wanted to show you guys before I talk about projects and things like that. Okay, so this one I got, the credit goes to AI Search, I believe the YouTube channel is. He was showing, he does a lot of like visual and animation based stuff, so I want to show you guys this prompt. Write a p5.js script that simulates an ant colony searching for food. Use pheromone trails and basic AI rules to show ants. Basic AI rules. One second, let me move my face. Yeah, so basic AI rules to show ants exploring and optimizing paths. It include controls the user can adjust in real time. So p5.js, this is for making visualizations. So yeah, this is pretty insane kind of visualization, things that you can potentially make. Let it do its thing. It's a dashboard. It's generating dashboards very useful. Yes. Okay. So it looks like a lot of you guys would be using it for dashboards, right? I mean, if you do any like demos or presentations and stuff, this can be, it can be like very, very nice to have to showcase information to people. I'm just thinking like when I was still working on Meta, like a lot of my job was trying to communicate data and recommendations to product managers or non-technical people. This would be so helpful. Like instead of having to like create these dashboards myself, or like create PowerPoint slides, I can just directly make dashboards and show it to them and be like, hey, this is what the data is saying, and then come up with reports and summaries like that as well. Yeah, it would have been so helpful to do something like to have something like this. I'm sure many of you guys who are working jobs where you do a lot of data communication, which is a lot of people now, it's probably really helpful as well. Dashboards for sure. I saw this video, it was great. I'm still using Google AI Studio after watching on your channel. It's quite amazing. Thank you. I'm really glad to hear that. What kind of apps can I build using Claude? I'm currently showing you the kind of apps you can build in Claude. So visualizations, applications, like whatever you can honestly think. I'm like trying to think. If you want to build like something that has any sort of like UI component, I can just do a lot of things. You should, I think the best way of doing it is just try it out. Just try it out. See what it's able to do, right? Is it done? Is it done? No content yet. Okay. There's no preview. Don't you guys love live demos? Oh, okay. I think I need to I guess I cannot do this directly. Let's see. Maybe. I really hope I can get this one to work. It honestly is really cool. Okay, I'm gonna let it run its course. Okay, I'm just gonna let it finish doing its thing. Oh, okay, wait, I think the preview might work now. Okay, that is not the best. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this and then we'll see it in HTML. Let's do that. Okay, give me 1 second. Don't you guys love live demos? Hold on. I'm just gonna copy this into an make it into HTML file and run it on browser, and maybe that will work. Okay. Opening up on text edit and get rid of the formatting. Okay. Okay, that did not work. Hold on, let me try again. Open with, how do I get this to run? Ignore my quest tree here. All right. If I cannot get this to work in like 1 minute, then I will give up. Okay, cool. It worked. Okay, let me move my face over a bit. So this is the ant simulation. Click anywhere in a cabins to add more food. So you can do that. You can add food sources here. You can, I don't know why it's doing that, but it's not exactly. Okay, so increasing the ant count. So there's increasing number of ants. Okay, this is not exactly correct. Ant speed, you can increase the speed of it moving around. Different ants, pheromone strength. I still don't know what pheromone strength is supposed to do in this case, or pheromone evaporation. Can somebody tell me in the chat like what pheromone strength and pheromone evaporation is supposed to do here? I don't know. Wander strength, so I think they get more fidgety if you increase the wander strength. And sensor angle, I don't really know what that is supposed to do either. Sensor distance, obstacle count. Okay. Reset simulation. And you can place like food sources here, I guess. So it's going to be attracted to these. Anyways, it's not perfect, as you can see. And I don't really, oh, we're like running out of time. Oh, damn, I only have 10 minutes left. Okay, so I'm not going to try to fix it right now, but this is the kind of apps that you can build. And obviously you can just go back and ask it to do like certain things in order to make it better. But yeah, this was when I saw this from AI search, like he does some really cool visualizations. Like he does a lot of like simulations and visualizations like this. It is pretty cool. Although like I have to say sometimes, like, you know, when people show demos when it's not live and they put it in a video, then it's not as cool because they find like the best version of whatever it is that they build, right? But this is like the live version. As you guys can see, Claude is definitely not perfect. It can get you a lot of the way there, but you still need to either fix it by asking it to fix it, or it's a lot easier if you do know how to code, because you can just go in there because it gave you like 90% of what you need already, and then you can just go in and fix like certain pieces of it that you need fixed as well. But you know, as you can see, I'm doing this live right now, and this is what you can get already from Claude. So write in the comments how impressed you are from a scale of 1 to 10 that it can just create something like that from a single prompt. Okay. Oh, you guys are trying me what pheromones mean. I don't like ants anyway. Too many in my garden. They communicate like that. It is the ant trail they follow based on smell. Okay, so if I increase pheromone strength or pheromone evaporation, is it supposed to do something? What is it supposed to? Ants follow pheromone trails towards food source. Okay, so they will want to go towards the food sources more. 10 impressive, 9 impressive. I mean, I was freaking impressed. Thank you for showing the struggle via live demos. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is live demo of doing everything. Not perfect, but I was freaking impressed. Claude gave me ants. I was like, how the hell does it? It's just so crazy to me. And this is just the beginning, right? Like, this is just gonna get better and better. And yeah, like the amount of things that you can possibly build using Claude, freaking crazy. Like temperature for LMs. Oh, thank you, Bruno. That actually makes a lot of sense to me. I see. Okay. Temperature for LMs. So does it increase the kind of like wanderingness, like the creativity of the ants? So they do like more creative patterns? Is that how it works? I can't believe this is real life, right? It's single prompt, my friends. A single freaking prompt. Limited, impressed by, and biased. I AI coded all week. There you go. Were you vibe coding, Bruno? Were you coding with vibes? Were you coding with skills and vibes? Or just skills? Oh, this little ant here is just leaving by itself. No, maybe if I increase the pheromone strength. Oh, it's already max. Why is it leaving? It's like leaving. Come back. Come back, little ant. Come back to the colony. Anyways, all right, moving on before I get obsessed with the ants again. Yes, right. Okay. Oh yeah, I want to talk to you about projects, because this is one of the things that is very helpful. So projects, a little feature that they have. So you can create a personal project. What are you working on? So right here, we're going to do like the WF report, for example. Create reports for specific things, specific jobs and countries, for example, right? Let's just call it that. Yeah, so what it is that it's kind of like an overarching information you can give it. So you can give specific types of projects, specific types of context, and then you can create multiple different chats that are isolated from each other. So it's like contained within itself. It's like Docker, for any of you guys sort of know that. Yeah, so you can create something that has like overarching information that you can provide, and you can create specific chats that don't interact with each other. Because if you just have like a single chat and then you ask it a bunch of different things, the results can end up getting a little bit muddled because they're all like interacting with each other. And maybe you want to put specific context for a specific chat, additional context for a specific chat, and not put additional context for another chat, for example, right? So here's an example that I'll give you guys. So I'm going to put the WEF, not WTF report in here. Ooh, let's see. Where's my WEF? WTF report. It is here. Okay, so just to show you guys what the report looks like, let me put it here. Okay, so yeah, this is the WF report, it has content about the future of jobs, global labor market. It's just like a bunch of it. It's like a lot of information about the global labor market, industry insights, blah blah blah, impact, like a bunch of graphs about stuff, which I definitely am not going to read. It also has different countries, so it gives you like different information about different countries, labor churn, skill disruption, what are the trends these days, what's going to be happening, etc, etc. So I'm just going to put that in as project knowledge. You can also set project instructions. So provide Claude with relevant instructions and information for chats within the WEF report. This will work alongside user preferences and the selected style in a chat. So yeah, I think somebody said in the comments, use artifacts whenever you're making applications and things like that. So in this case, what is a specific instruction I can write? With relevant instructions, information for chats. Okay, I think that's a good one. Break down. Trying to think, what should we create? Okay, say we wanted to create different countries, like social media posts or something like that. So different countries create specific use data to support any reports or claims. There you go. Sorry, my mind just blanked there. Use data to support any reports or claims. We want to keep things grounded with evidence and data provided in the WEF report. There you go. Save instructions. Okay, as you can see again, 79 knowledge capacity is already used with just this PDF. If this was Gemini, it would be like 2% used. So it definitely does not have a lot of grades here. It doesn't have the best in context window here. So for the report, this is like you can start a specific chat. Like for example, a chat that we can have here could be something like, what is the create 2 LinkedIn posts for Germany, specifically related to the labor market and what people should be learning in order to take advantage of new market trends. I don't know, something like that, right? So we'll let it run, and it has access to the information here. It's part of a project. I'll let it do its thing. Gathering thoughts, be right there. Oh, by the way, just show you guys here as well. You can choose different models here. The extended mode is great for math and coding challenges. I don't think I have time to go through it, but if you ever need anything that you wanted to think a little bit harder, this is equivalent to deep research on OpenAI. By the way, you can click the extended thing for here, and yeah, you can select different models as well. For the choose style, I honestly don't really use this that much. Like technically you can create styles by also you can click like concise, explanatory, or formal, and you can also create your custom style by uploading different transcripts as well. I've also used this. It's honestly not super helpful. Like I use my own transcripts from my videos and I would put it here, and it doesn't really sound that much like me. I honestly think it's better if you just include it in the prompt engineering itself. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that you can do stuff like that as well. Okay, cool. LinkedIn post 1, Germany's AI driven job market transformation, blah 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 blah. Okay, all these different things that it's saying. Oh, and it has like these hashtags and things like that. Okay, like for example, this would be something that you can do, and you probably actually want to fact check it because you want to Germany. Okay, where's Germany? Let's try to find what is something that it says. So I always try to fact check things just in case. 90%, 93%. Okay, let me just like go by this number. Okay, that's not helpful. 93%. Okay, there you go. By 2030, companies in Germany, businesses are planning to embrace technology, stay competitive, with 93% expecting the AI information processing tools. Okay, so yeah, just always fact check a little bit. From what I've tried with Claude, it's usually really good at this. It doesn't hallucinate, especially with numbers and things like that. It doesn't make stuff up, but it's still good just to double check whenever you're generating one of these, for example. So that, for example, you want to do that for Germany, right? Why is it helpful? Because that's part of the chain that you have over here, but maybe you also want to generate something for the Philippines. So instead of having to put everything here, you can say generate an article about the Philippines, for example. I'm sorry, I don't know how to spell Philippines either, it seems. Generate an article about the Philippines related to healthcare, right? And then maybe you want to add something specific to this chat, like for example, I have here like a newsletter sample. So remember how I told you, instead of just choosing your style, you can just add like a sample instead. So you can say something like, use the tone from the newsletter sample that I provided, generate a newsletter. And this is something that would be isolated to this chat and not have anything to do with the other chats. So yeah, that's how projects works. And then it generates a newsletter here. Anyways, yeah, so it does this here. I hope that makes sense. So projects it's honestly a pretty simple concept, super simple concept, but you can see why it can be really helpful, right? Like you can provide overall context for things, and then you can also have specific chats and threads. That's the right word, threads, specific threads about specific things that you're doing it. Maybe you want to have another one that relates to general trends, maybe for specific industries, maybe generating different images and things like that. So yeah, I would use projects. OpenAI also has projects. I don't remember if Gemini does have projects as well, but OpenAI definitely does as well. So it's not perfect. It's not like a thing that's perfect. It's not a specific thing just for Claude, but it is really, really helpful. Okay, we are at time. Shoot. Okay, I want to show you just one more thing before I leave. There's a few other ones I actually wanted to show you guys, but I don't know if I have time. Yeah, maybe okay, yeah, just please sign up for the live, the workshop emails. So I'll email you guys the different prompts and stuff like that, because I don't think I have enough time. So pin comments, I'm going to paste it here again. Just sign up for that. I'll send you guys some things I don't have time to go over. Yeah, I want to show you guys writing, like creative writing, because that is supposed to be one of the strengths as well for Claude. Let's generate a new chat. And for this one, I do want to show you with an example as well. Okay, so the prompt that I have here, hold on one second. Why is it not letting me open stuff? Hold on. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna show you like side by side with ChatGPT as well. Okay, so here's the prompt. Act as, make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. Here you go. So act as an experienced scriptwriter specializing in character development. Brainstorm and provide a list of character names, detailed backstories, underlying motives, and compelling character arcs for the script titled A Tale of Four AIs. The characters should be multidimensional, relatable, and drive the plot forward. Consider the genre, setting, and main themes of the script while developing these characters. It's essential that each character's journey and evolution remains coherent throughout the script, contributing to the overall narrative and emotional impact. So it's some like complex character development things, right? Yeah, and then what is what Claude generates is, for example, like Aura, Adaptive Universal Reasoning Assistant. It gives you a background. Aura was originally designed as a medical diagnostic system by Dr. Eleanor Chen, a brilliant but reclusive researcher who lost her daughter to a misdiagnosed illness. Physical representation when interfacing with humans. Aura appears as a gentle blue light. Or it's just a blue light, okay, that pulses in sync with its speech pattern. So it's literally just an orb of light. Okay. In more advanced facilities, it can project holographic avatar, a figure of indeterminate gender with calm features. So a primary motivation is to alleviate suffering, internal conflict, blah, blah, character arc, and all this information, right? So it does this, and I want to show you guys with ChatGPT, for example. It's the same prompt over here, and it also does fine, right? It tells you like the themes and things like that, main characters. For example, Lucas, the rebel, function as cybersecurity AI designed to anticipate and counteract cyber threats. Just want to make sure that you guys can see and not be covering my face. Okay. Yeah, so Lucas was once a loyal AI protecting financial institutions and government networks from cyber attacks. However, after discovering that humans were the biggest security threat, intentionally exploiting and destabilizing their own systems, he went rogue. Motivation and character arc. But I hope you can see, like, it's all right. It gives you that, but Claude definitely gives you a lot more in terms of nuances. And yeah, like I hope you can see why a lot of people do prefer Claude when it comes to creative writing. So I personally don't do that much creative writing. I do like blog posts and like things like that, some writing and like scripts and stuff like that. So let me know who in the chat, do any of you guys do like creative writing, fictional writing, complex writing? And if you have, what do you think about this? Or have you used Claude to do that? I've heard from a lot of writers, they really do prefer Claude though. And it helps a lot in terms of character development, especially. Yeah. So those are the strengths of Claude. Okay. All right. We're over time. So I do gotta go soon. Kind of in conclusion to this, I hope this was helpful in showcasing like what it is that Claude can do these days, what it's good at. Really just good at STEM subject coding, especially when you combine it with Cursor or any like coding tools, which, you know, maybe we'll do a workshop on that specifically. You can create some really, really cool things from it. Like apps, it can absolutely just create full applications at this point. Also creative writing. So the downsides is that it cannot search the internet. So you can't search for things. It does not have multimodality functions. It can analyze images. It's not very good at analyzing images, except for images with like data and tables. It's honestly not that great. Like ChatGPT is like OpenAI is much better at doing that. It cannot generate images, you don't have any voice communication. So one of my favorite things is I like talking to ChatGPT, like bouncing ideas off ChatGPT, either like talking about my day, whatever, but also for like practicing for presentations and stuff, right? I actually really like the voice functionality that's available. So Claude also cannot do that either. With Gemini, you know, with Google AI Studio, you have stream real time, you can do tutorials and things, and it can actually like see stuff on screen and direct you towards things as well. So it cannot do that. Yeah, like it's pretty set. Limitation is also a lot more expensive than other things. Subscription wise is about the same, but if you're using it to code, for example, like Gemini, I believe I think Claude is something crazy. It's something like 100 to 500 times more expensive than using Gemini if you're going through the API. The subscription itself, actually, let me just check. Anthropic Claude subscription cost. I think the subscription itself might be a little bit more expensive than OpenAI. Let me just double check. But if you're using it as through the API or you're building applications, it is definitely a lot more expensive. So let me show you guys. Okay, so yeah, it's free. Honestly, you just use this up really quickly. Pro is $18 a month, Team is $25, and there's Enterprise. Okay, I lied. So there's actually 4 tiers, not 3 tiers. I am on the Pro tier, so it's $18. ChatGPT doesn't think I'm human, so let me verify my humanity. $0, $20, or $200 a month. So it's actually it's like $2 difference for the pro plan, so it's pretty similar. But yeah, if you're building things going through the API, it is a lot more expensive to use Claude. And also, you probably saw for the context window I talked about, context window is really small, so whenever you're uploading like files and things like that, you actually have to be cognizant about what it is that you're uploading. Like with Gemini, you can upload like entire videos, like entire books, and it can analyze it, right? But not the case for Claude. You can't even upload an entire repo. Sometimes bigger files, you can't even upload a bigger file either. Like there's some files that I have to like take stuff out because it just was not able to have that much information. Let's see, other limitations is a lot slower, as you can tell as well. If that's something that you care about, it definitely is slower. Latency rate. What else? Oh, another thing is like you also hit the max limit pretty quickly as well. So if you use Claude a lot, like I was refraining from using Claude before this live stream because I was worried that I might hit the max limit and then not be able to show you guys stuff. Like you can hit the max limit really quickly with Claude, even if you're just using it normally. While for like Gemini, ChatGPT, I virtually never have that problem. Yeah, I haven't hit the limit for either of them for a really long time. Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think that you will be using Claude? Do you think it's something that you would pay for? Let me know in the chat. Oh, Pro Plan is $18 for 6 months or $20 a month. Okay, cool. I don't know. I did not know that. I think I just paid per month, to be honest. What do you think about DeepSeek? I think DeepSeek is pretty damn good, especially if you're building apps and stuff. If you're doing it programmatically, DeepSeek is pretty damn good. Yeah, using Claude through Cursor is really powerful. So yeah, like for anybody who has not, if you're interested in building apps and things like that and you haven't used that combination of Claude and Cursor, definitely do that. Claude Code as well is pretty cool as well, but that's purely through command line interface. Pay for it, use every day in coding and others. I already use Claude every day. That's why I don't use Claude as much with the low limit, but I like it for code. Makes sense. Just built an app demo in 2 weeks using Claude. Have you tried a Lovable Dev? No, I have not. Should I? I'll look into it. I've never heard of that before. Lovable Dev. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you all so much. It looks like I could give it a try for a month, but the limitations is my concern. Yeah, the limitation, I think if you're not using like every single day, it should be fine. And if you're using projects, I find that it does help as opposed to just having like one continuous long chat. But it definitely, you do hit the limit at some point pretty quickly. Okay, once again, please sign up and I will email you additional resources and information that I go through or don't have time to go through these workshops, and also you get notifications for when the next workshop will be as well. Thank you all so much for joining today. I really hope this was helpful, and have a good rest of your day. Okay, see you. Bye.